Hi, it's great to be here. Thank you, Bold Brown Beauty, for inviting me to be here. My name is Vanessa Vigar. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Envision. We're a software company that makes smart glasses, apps, and other services for people who are blind and low vision. I am, how do I put this politely, in my 50s, white female, medium length, auburny, sort of reddish hair, I guess. And today I'm wearing one of my favorite vintage jackets with a white t-shirt. My journey so far with sight loss. I've been working in media technologies for a very long time, and in around the early 2000s, I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. And that was around the time I switched to working from content side of media to the more technical side. And it was really interesting because I could see there was great opportunity there for accessibility, although I didn't really understand how that could be applied. So joining Envision actually felt really natural. I mean, I think I have had a lot of experience in working with technologies of different kinds and media, which is very visual. So it was quite funny to come to a company where we were working with creating amazing products, which are all about the audio experience primarily for a non-visual audience. So I just really felt at home. I felt that I could ask those questions about sight loss and for myself, also learning about the community. So it was very immersive straight away. But I love what's happening. So the very fact that AI has made this quantum shift for information and wearables as well. And Envision has really established itself as the sort of expert in the accessibility space between those two factors. So, the AI side and the wearable side. And to be working with a company that was pioneering this for accessibility is just hugely fulfilling. So what is interesting is through my work, I get to talk to hundreds of people and learn the stories of 100 people with vision loss. And everybody has their own way of dealing with it. I have colleagues who are fully blind and customers as well. And of course, that journey is also different. Everybody has what we call a toolkit of stuff, right? From white canes to dogs to technology. And so I am at that point where I am still using more the accessibility features in my devices than specialist assistive technology products like screen readers, for instance. I can still get by, as I said, muddle through with enlarging text, but I actually notice I'm doing much more voiceover and dictation. I'm doing much more with voice notes. I'm doing much more audible kind of transmitted content. But I am using Ally. This is our AI assistant, accessible AI assistant. I use Ella and Ally for so many things. And I do use the Envision glasses as well. I use the scan text reading feature a lot because, it's very tiring to read print text, especially when I live in the Netherlands. My Dutch is okay, but reading it and writing it is terrible. So I love to read the newspapers, or I like to understand my tax bills. Since I'm talking about the Envision glasses, let's actually take a look at them in action, shall we? So they are in a protective case, very good. When I lose the case and sit on it and do things on it, it's a very attractive looking pair of glasses. I won't go into the whole demo now because that's all available on our website. But the smart bit is on the right-hand side, and I'm just going to swap these out. I've got my lens frames here prescription as well because I'm also short-sighted, as if RP and anything else isn't enough. So we have a series of features on the glasses. I can use voice controls or I can use gestures to navigate to them. And I'm just going to go straight to Ally now. So let's just see where I am.
Hey.
Hi, Ally. Can you tell me a little bit about what's going on in the news today in the US?
On March 26, 2025, several significant events have been reported in the United States. 1. Trump's executive order on elections. President Donald Trump signed an executive order aimed at making sweeping changes to the U.S. election system. The order requires the Election Assistance Commission to revamp voter registration.
Okay, right. Let's just stop there, Ella. I don't really want to know more about that. But what I will do now is I'm going to ask Ella to tell me about this recipe.
No problem. If there's anything else you're curious about or need help with, just let me know.
Okay, Ella, I do. I've got here a brownies recipe, which I think is in French. Could you just take a look at it and also just give me a recommendation for options for vegans, please?
Let me take a look. To make this brownie recipe vegan, you can make the following substitutions. 1. Butter. Use a plant-based margarine or coconut oil. 2. Eggs. Replace each egg with a flaxseed egg. Mix 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed with 3 tablespoons of water and let it sit until it thickens. 3. Ensure chocolate is vegan. Use vegan chocolate that doesn't contain milk or any.
Ella, that is fantastic. That's great. Hey, listen, I'm going to be heading back home to Leiden in the Netherlands this afternoon. Could you tell me if I need to bring my umbrella with me?
You won't need an umbrella in Leiden today. The sky will be clear with a temperature of about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Safe travels.
So that was a quick example of Ally on the Envision glasses, which is also now Ally on the mobile. So we have iOS and Android. That went live only fairly recently, but it's free. Download it, have a play with it. It's also on PC. So if you're on your Mac, on your desktop, it doesn't have to be a Mac, it can be anything. You can use Ally there to help you. So the idea is that Ally will be everywhere, that I can start using it, for instance, on my mobile phone in the morning, checking the weather or just checking my calendar. Calendar integration is any minute, and that is fantastic. So I can literally say, what's on my agenda today? What's the weather like? What time do I need to get, out the house to get to X, Y, Z? Putting all those pieces together, it just makes it so useful. And then when I'm on the train, for instance, I could either use Ally on my phone, but I can also go into my glasses and say, help me find an empty seat, and do all those things hand-free that I might need because I'm using my cane, for instance. There's a lot of information there on the personalities. You heard my ally, I call her Ella. She's kind of got a dry British sense of humor, but we've got a ton of characters there and voices, and it's really, really fun, and it's customized. So I put in information about me. So the information she gives me is contextual to me. And that personalization is groundbreaking. It really is. So yes, as you can tell, I'm not shy about talking about our products because I can actually relate to it. I actually use Envision and certainly the Ally and glasses almost every day. So yeah, finding more information about Envision. Well, we try to be everywhere, not just our products, but in terms of our marketing channels as well. We're on all the social media accounts or channels or whatever at Let's Envision. We're also online. Of course, we have a website, which is called letsenvision.com. That's LETSENVISION.com. And Ally, you can find out about our glasses and our products there, but you can also go directly to the Ally site, which is ally.me, which is ALLY.me.